So sometimes I get messages like this. And to be honest, I feel it. I feel it. And one of the things we try to do both here at the show at Pickleball Today and through Third Shot Sports or PCI or whatever else we're doing is we really try to listen to our audience. Whether you're watching the show, whether you're reading our newsletter, whatever it might be, we try to listen to you. And so when I get feedback like that, unfortunately, I take it a little bit personally, right? Not because I feel offended, but because I want to provide something that's valuable to our audience. I hear this comment that, hey, we're spending too much time talking about the pros. I'm not a pro. I can't identify with this. And so I want to take a minute to explain a little bit why here on this show and in the other places that we do work, why we use examples of the higher profile players, the more advanced players, and why I think that can still help and maybe better than some other ways can help non-pros improve. So I understand that not everyone should be a pro. Not everyone could be a pro. You might really want to be a professional player. You want to be an advanced player. You want to be a 5.0 or a 4.5 or whatever it might be. And it, frankly, is going to be out of your reach for a variety of different reasons. And that's okay. I'm not trying to make everyone want to be a better player. Some people, lots of people I know, are really happy just having a great time on the court. And they might be happy if they sort of improve at a slow speed or, you know, maybe even if they just maintain their level rather than getting lower as they get a little bit older. And that's fine. And I'm not trying to change that. So why do I use these pros? Why do I use these examples and give them to people who the majority of our audience aren't pros? Well, let me try to give you an example here. So this is a video I made a long time ago. And one of the things we talked about was that the pros don't often follow their partner when they are chasing down balls. And when the ball's pulled out wide, sometimes you might have heard that you should sort of follow your partner always, almost like you're tethered together. And if this person goes over here to chase the ball, this person should go with them. And if this person goes this way, this person should go with them, right? And I made this whole video highlighting the fact that very often when you watch the top players play, that's not what they do. They don't do that. And so what I tried to do in that particular video, and again, this is just sort of a placeholder for other times that we highlight what the pros do, including here on this show, is not to tell people that they ought to play like that. But what I'm trying to do is help give some insight. So help you as the viewer. Let's say you're watching your favorite pros play. And then you see that they're not doing this thing that you were told that you should always do. That might be confusing to you. In fact, I've even seen examples of a pro go out and do some coaching and tell people you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. And then when that pro goes and plays and those same students watch them play, and then the coach isn't doing what they just told everyone they should do. And when I'm highlighting these things myself, really what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to ask and answer the question that I think that the viewer might have. So if I was just told in a lesson that you should always follow your partner, when they get pulled out wide for a dink, you go out wide with them for a dink, and vice versa. And then we see the pros don't do it. I say to myself, okay, a player might have just taken that lesson with that coach, and now they see they're not doing it and say, well, why aren't they doing it? Did they give me bad advice? And in this particular case, the point I was making was, hey, you know what? When this person gets pulled out wide, there's a big gap in the middle here. And if this person pops it up, that ball is going to be hit through the gap, right? So the rationale why you might have been told before you should follow that partner is so when if that ball gets popped up and they go hard through the hole, you're here to play it, right? That's the rationale for it. But you know what pros don't do a lot of? They don't pop up a lot of balls. So if I'm this person, when my partner gets pulled out wide, if they're a pro, I'm going to assume that they're going to hit a good shot, that they're going to hit a good low and slow dink. And that person's not going to pop it up and be able to hit through the hole. And if it's a good low and slow dink, they're also going to have time then after they play that shot to recover back to the middle here. So that hole disappears. And so what I try to do when we hold up these pros, in some cases as an exemplar, here's something you could work toward if it's a technical skill like trying to set up early before the ball bounces, if it has to do with decision making, whatever. It's an exemplar that you can sort of aspire toward. But in other cases, what I'm trying to do when we're unpacking the pros is to help answer questions that non-pros might have. So anyway, I appreciate when people give these comments because I know that there's some blind spots. I think we can do a better job of getting a getting a more diverse group of people that are highlighted both here on this show and other places that we do work. And so I do appreciate the feedback. But just so you know, when we do show the pros, it's not because I want you to be like a pro, but it's because I want to be able to highlight an important teaching point, and I want you to be able to understand a little bit better what it is that you might be watching.